Good afternoon, Leni. How are you doing?
I am doing very well, thank you, Mary. How are you doing? And what have you been doing?
Well, I've been reading too much of the news, and I've decided I need to pull back from that a bit because it's really been um, upsetting my equilibrium
Uh-huh.
and my balance.
Yes, yes, you and me both. You and me both. And I woke up the other day just wrapped in anxiety and was really, really very worried. And with everything that I have learned and studied over all these many years, I tried to put it into practice, but it still didn't lessen that heaviness I felt, that kind of sadness, overwhelmed of what is going to happen. And then last night I sat down and I'm working on two books right now, and I picked one of them up and randomly opened it at a page, and there it was. It said, worrying is useless. It doesn't serve any purpose, and most worries never come to fruition. And the things that do usually is diminished by the time they happen, that you're capable of handling it. And I thought, yeah, that's just what I needed to hear. And then I picked up the other book and opened it to a random page, and lo and behold, there were exactly the same message, all true with different words, but it was the same message. So I thought, wow, that has to be a sign. So
Yeah.
I went to bed and I slept like a log.
Oh, that's wonderful. That was a sign, definitely.
I felt so,
Yes,
yeah. So,
yes.
anyway, that's
Well,
my story.
Today we have Britta Tiarks with us. She's a life coach and motivational speaker who has survived cancer twice. Britta, thank you for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
So, yes. So what happened is the first cancer that I had was a cervix, in my cervix.
Oh,
And that was when I lived in Spain. And luckily, I was having really good health insurance. So,
what were the warning signs before you even went
no,
in?
just
Oh,
going,
nothing?
just
Oh,
going to my regular visits, to my
wow.
gynecologist. He basically found a little tiny spot, and luckily, I mean, it was just in the beginning. It was not, stage 2 or 3. It was in the beginning, and he said, "So let's do surgery and remove that, and then we have to see what's happening after that." So we did, and luckily, he said next examination when I was in his office, he said, "Well, looks good. It didn't come back, so you don't need to do any, chemo or radiation. It looks good. Let's just keep our visits, and we keep an eye on it." Okay.
Can I
So
interrupt? Did you do any, once you had the diagnosis and had the operation, did you do any changes to your lifestyle?
in that moment, and I do believe, honestly, I don't know. I'm not naive, that far from it, but for some reason, I took it pretty lightly.
Hmm.
I, I, I didn't think it was really that serious.
Well, it didn't turn out to be that
Well,
serious, right? I
I
mean,
think what gave me this feeling was that he told me, "Well, you're really early stage. You're not stage 2 or 3." I think that would have had a more deeper effect on me. I think I took it lightly because, well, he said it's in the beginning. That's really good, and chances are it won't come back because it's so early, and I believe what the doctor says. So I'm like, okay, well, let's do the surgery. Let's cut that out, and let's see what happens. And honestly, I don't know. I'm always like that. I don't go into a worry frenzy. I keep
like
I
maybe
keep
we do.
it. Yeah, because I can react to something when it's there, when it is a fact. Then I can actually react and think, okay, now I need to do something. I need to come up with a solution. in that moment, I believed him and I said, well, let's see what happens after the surgery. If it comes back, then I have a problem. So basically, after the surgery, everything was well. I was doing great. And that was it. A year later, I went to my gynecologist again, just, and he said, oh. And I said, oh, what? Is it back? And he said, no, but I see something I don't like. I'm like, okay. So it's very, it's a little intimate, this whole thing. I don't know, is it going right now?
Yes.
Can you shut it off really quick? I want to tell you.
We stopped the interview for a moment because Britta thought that perhaps what she was about to share would be well, it is very personal, but also perhaps something that shouldn't be shared, possibly. But after we talked, we realized no, this is really important to share this, even though it's a very personal thing, because other women could be experiencing something similar and not able to talk about it. So we appreciate Britta's honesty and her willingness to really share with us some very personal information. So Britta, please.
Okay, all right. So maybe
cancer.
it might even help, somebody who has or is getting the news, you do have vulva cancer. Now, vulva, we all know our vulva is our female private parts. It's the entrance to our vagina. It's a very delicate place. And
but I've never heard of that sort of cancer. See, I was not when you started to talk, I thought, what is she going to say?
Yeah.
And I've never heard of it.
Yeah. And I know a woman who had vulva cancer and she died. She died. She didn't make it. So it is skin, obviously, because just like our ears, there's skin down there. The vulva is skin. So it is called carcinoma. It's a white skin cancer. But because it is on the vulva, it's called vulva or skin cancer. I normally always say skin cancer in public, but we want to be honest here. And maybe somebody else has vulva cancer and is afraid to talk about it because it is so freaking private. And it's hard to speak about it, just in public, So I had it on my vulva. I had 6 surgeries altogether. So after the first surgery, again, I was like, okay, everything is fine. They cut it away and I will be fine. And so next appointment, 3 months later, it came back.
Wow.
It had been in a different spot this time. And I was like, oh, what? What? And that's when I understood, lady, you have cancer. And that's when I started to really grasp and think, and I'm like, okay, it's coming back. So this doctor prescribed to me a cream. It's a chemotherapy cream that you apply to your skin. It's very potent, very potent.
I had to use that on my face.
Oh,
at one time.
Then you might know.
Oh, yes.
In Europe, they call it Aldana.
I don't remember the name of it in the United States, but it was painful. And also, like your face, you can't, people even sort of react to you because of how your face is reacting to it.
And then the side effects, your mouth, nothing tastes, you don't smell, your skin is sensitive. I mean, you feel it everywhere. So I talked actually to my ex-husband who, was living in the States. I was in Spain. And he said to me, Britta, have you ever heard about the Gerson therapy? I said, no, I
In
never,
Tijuana, right?
I never heard of it.
Yeah.
And he said, because I told him, I don't know who I am. I'm falling apart. This cream is killing me. I don't like it at all. And again, I had been to the doctor and the cancer had come back. So even though I was using this cream, it was not helping. And he said, no, 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 you need to go a different route altogether. You need to, know more about, go online and research and research. And I did. So the Gerson therapy is basically the opposite of chemo. Instead of putting chemicals inside of your body, what you do is you do a big detox. We're talking about organic coffee enemas that you do 7 times a day, and you keep it inside for 20 minutes, hopefully. You have accidents. You're detoxing your liver, yeah? All the toxins are coming out of your liver. In the beginning, you're lightheaded after because the toxins are coming out and they're everywhere in your body until you release everything. So also 13 juices a day, organic. I bought a very special juicer, the Norwalk juicer. It's able to press leaves, the juice out of leaves. Um, I had a little girl from Bulgaria. Her name was Anna, and she helped me. So there is a clinic in Tijuana, and there's also a clinic in Hungary, in Europe. Now, because I lived in Spain, obviously I said, okay, I'm going to Hungary. I went over there, I stayed there for 4 weeks, and they taught me everything. And we're talking about chemistry, the cell, our DNA, and they taught me everything, what we do, what we eat. You are what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
So with all this knowledge, I went back home and I did this for a year. You're very isolated, it's very lonely, but it worked. It worked. So basically, with this, my body got stronger and stronger. My body was able to fight the cancer. And so I do believe that infrared light, for example, is something that can heal. Because when I was a girl, I was 20 years old, 22 years old, I had cysts on my ovaries. And my gynecologist in Germany then, he didn't prescribe any medication. He said, come 3 times a week and you stay here for half an hour. And what he did, he applied infrared to my lower belly. And after 2 weeks, after 6 sessions, each half an hour, the the
Sis?
the cysts, they were shriveled.
Wow.
It shriveled up. There was nothing left. So no surgery, no medication. Infrared, I'm a true believer in these infrared saunas. They're so good for us. And I do believe if you have something in your body, you can apply infrared light, and it will help you. It will help you. It will never hurt you. It will help you.
What were some of the juices that you were making to help yourself?
So I was getting basically 70 kilograms of vegetables every week, organic vegetables delivered to my house. And Anna was making the juices, and I had everything from the clinic, apple in it, pear, a lot of kale, spinach, like all different kinds. And she was adding also supplements like niacin. Niacin is really good for us. It's actually good. It's if you take too much, you can get like
Yeah,
hot
oh
flushes. I
God.
know, I know, I know. It feels
Oh.
like hot flushes, but it's good for us. It's good for our heart and for our blood circulation. So 13 juices a day because, with my enemas that I did, I basically released a lot of fluid out of my body.
Now, were you doing the enemas at home or
Yeah.
at a clinic?
No, I
Oh,
was
you were
doing
actually
everything.
doing it at
That's
home.
why I needed Anna. Anna basically was in the kitchen preparing my food that I was eating and
While you were
preparing the
doing the enemas.
juices while I was sitting in the bathroom because quite honestly, you have accidents. Sometimes you cannot keep it inside. And so you're trying. So there's a lot of cleanup.
Yeah.
You're busy. And you actually you start to have a very, very unique relationship with yourself when you're going through that.
So how long did it take? How long did you have to
One,
do that regularly?
1 year.
1 year.
Mm-hmm. And so having friends over is a little difficult, especially in the beginning. The first 3 months, you better don't have any visitors because you don't have time. Because everything is scheduled. At what time you're drinking the juices and at what time you're doing your enemas. And sometimes you back up with your schedule because you have to clean the bathroom. Um, so, you get your juice and then you have to already start with the next enema. Sometimes you're in the bathroom all day long, just detoxing, and there's no time. Later on, the enemas become lesser because the worst is out, the worst is done. And so then you go to 6 enemas, 5 enemas, 4 enemas, and that's when you actually, can go out because you can take a juice with you, and drink it at the time wherever you are. It's always about the enemas. And so, yeah.
So, did you eat anything else other than your juices? Did you have normal meals?
Everything vegetarian, totally no meat.
Yeah.
Totally no meat. Cancer really likes animal protein, so that
What
was.
about fish? No
It's
fish.
yeah, no fish, no eggs, no cheese. I mean,
So it's really
basically
vegan.
Yeah, I really don't want to say it because it scares people, when they hear vegan. But that's basically where you go, and yeah. So she cooked my food, we did a lot of stews, I was eating a lot of stews and stuff like that and soups. And I have to say, after a half year, I was a bad girl and I ordered an organic chicken from my guy and he brought me an organic chicken. I prepared it and that was the first time I had organic meat in my mouth and my daughter was there and she's like, Mom, what is that? And I'm like, it's a chicken, but wow, it tastes so different than the chickens I normally eat. The texture was different. And so.
Was it good or bad?
Oh my God, I loved it.
You loved it, okay.
God, I loved it.
Yeah.
It was so good. And so I cheated 3 months later again and I had another organic chicken. But yeah.
How long ago was this?
Well, actually, I was in 2010, 2011. No, it's the first one. The service was in 2011. And then I went back to Germany in 13. November 13. That's when I went back and I had 2 more surgeries in Germany. So from altogether from 2011 until 2014, that's basically when it stopped. And I was basically,
So
after that last surgery where they removed the skin around my clitoris because it had spread to the skin that is around the clitoris.
Yeah.
And they removed that skin and I was like, oh Lordy, please. I mean, it's getting a little tight now, I mean, that's our most sensitive place on our body, I'm like, it has to stop now, please, and it stopped. And so
And so you've been cancer free
For 9
since
years.
that
mm-hmm,
time, since
mm-hmm.
doing the coffee
Yes,
enemas and
yes,
the juices
yes. And funny story, because I wanted to know, I went to a doctor and I said, oh yeah, I think I have something's wrong with my liver. So in Germany, we have a really good healthcare system, so you don't really have to pay for it. So I went there and I wanted to know, how is my liver doing? And he looked, with an ultrasound, and he was and at that time I was like 56 or something, 54, 55, 56. And he looked at me and he looked again and he's like, so tell me, what did you do?
ah, he could see that it was so healthy.
And I looked at him and I said, why? And he said, you did something. It's impossible. Your liver, the structure, the texture, the color, the size, this liver looks like a liver from a 17-year-old girl.
Wow.
And I looked at him, I'm like, really? And he's like, really? Now tell me, what did you do? And I told him, and he said, this is so amazing. I have never seen something like that before.
Wow,
And
Britta,
yeah,
that's incredible.
I know. I mean, that basically did it for me. I'm like, it was all so worth it, because you feel alone when you're doing this therapy, and every day you have accidents, and every day you're cleaning, and every day it's not easy. It's not,
but it's so worth it.
It's instead of chemicals, choose the other.
Can I tell you something that
well,
I just
we need to stop right now for just a moment. Sorry.
Okay.